Hi guys, so today I have this collection to share with you from Spellbinders. I think it's called Florals Through the Year. It's basically a calendar, like a little easel calendar set. So it's really sweet. I have a few of the months to share with you here. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like to. I do have them for the US and the UK. Okay, so having said that, I do have a few of the months to share with you. There is a class kit that includes like the porcelain paper, all these things for like the better press and, you know, a whole class kit, right? And then they have a bundle, which would be like all of the months. I think with this base year one, I don't know if it has this die. I'm assuming it does, but I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. We'll talk about that die in just a moment. And then they sell them separately, of course. So you guys can check those out. I have it linked to the whole collection, so when you click on it, it'll show everything in the collection. So I just chose a few to work with. I thought these would be really pretty just to use from cards. You don't have to put like the whole calendar thing with it. I mean, it's someone's birthdays, you know, in February, you can have this beautiful card, a little note card, really simple and gorgeous, and send that out, you know. So I have February and it's violet. I have October and it has Cosmos. So I have quite a few family members with October birthdays. The February, I just thought the violet was really pretty. And then we have July. I do have one July birthday, I think. Only one. Is it just Dorian's? I'm trying to think if I have brothers and sisters in July. No, they're June. Yeah, so anyhow, it has the water lily, which is really pretty. So you have your better press plates. Again, you can glimmer these, you know, whatever you like. You should not put your glimmer plates in the better press though, okay? So that's something to think about. And then we have the stand. So this will make a stand that can hold a card. It can hold, you know, your calendar for the whole year, and then you just switch out the whatever's in front, right? So I think it's really sweet, really cool. These guys, let me give you some sizing. Just so you have that. I think these are small enough that they probably fit in many machines, even some of the minier kind of machines. It's less than 4 3/4 inches tall or long, and just about 3.5 inches wide, metal to metal, maybe a little shy of that, okay, on that big guy. And then there's a set like this. And it says it hot foils beautifully. If you recall, whenever the better press plates first came out, Spellbinders wasn't sure as far as testing like how well these would hold up in a glimmer machine or that kind of thing. So apparently they know now it's all good to go because that's advertising on the packaging. You have the calendar creator, basically. It is a 2025 DIY calendar, so I will say it says 2025. So like November 2025, December 2025. So these guys are removable. Obviously, there's one for every month. You don't have to use them like later if you just want to use, you know, the calendar, the numbers themselves. You have that option. Again, you know, they start off in, you know, the first being like on Saturday or Friday or whatever it is, right? So you're going to look up your calendar for 2025 and see, okay, May 2025, what days it start on and which one of these is the correct one for that. They're not stuck together, right? So these portions are by themselves. And then you have your Sunday through Saturday lettering. So you just pair those up and you're good to go. I think in today's video, I'm going to make a card because I'm sure by this time, the collection came out in November 10th. You might have seen other tutorials, so for this I'm going to make a card. And having said that, I'm like, maybe I should glimmer it. Should we glimmer it? Because I haven't done that in a minute with this kind of thing. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and let me get a card base. We'll try out, you know, February is coming up. So let's do this and violet. Maybe I get a purple glimmer or something. I'm sure I have something purple. So I'll be right back. I did find some purple. This, have a see Aura. I don't think this is in the right package. There's no way this one's called Aura. Because purple is purple. Aura is like a silvery one. So I don't know what happened there, but I probably popped it in the wrong box. So it's not called Aura. Sorry, guys. I know that's not the case. Okay, so we have an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper here, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4 inches, just for a standard A2 size card. And I'm not sure where I found this cardstock. It's kind of thin, and I do not like thin cardstock for card bases, but this is the black cardstock I have. I'm like, where did I get this? Anyway, I'm going to use that. I'll probably trim this down, but for right now, it's 4 1/4 by 5.5, my card topper. And I think, I was trying to think if I should foil first or do the better press first. So I'm going to do both of them in this card. So I think I'm going to better press first and then foil it and then cut it out. So we have a few steps, but I'm going to foil that in just a moment. Oh, I didn't mean to be so aggressive about that. Let's get this guy. So I'm going to better press this. And I just grabbed my VersaFine Clear. I haven't tried VersaFine on this, and I have a feeling it would look really nice. I don't know. I just imagine. So let's say we have a birthday or something in February. So that's why I'm putting this together. It says violet, and I'm kind of splitting the difference, right, with my grid. Right? And then February, let's see, 4 and 4. We also have even amounts of lettering there. And then where would this go? I'm not going to use this right now, but you can imagine if you did this, and you'd be good to go, right? Let me bring this down just a little bit. And I'm using my grid lines to help me line this up. And I'm just arbitrarily putting this violet. I mean, you can put it down or closer to this, like on the side, be cute, something like that. I'm just going to put it there and there. And let's get our cardstock. Let me see if that... Okay. And this is just some heavyweight cardstock. If you want to use the porcelain papers, of course, it's going to be gorgeous. You do want to be careful with your porcelain papers when you run them through for like die cutting or anything else, because they will possibly get marred if your plates have any kind of imperfections on them. So just know that. Let me put this up here. And I'm going to use this and see how it goes. You know, this stuff does take a minute to dry, so I don't know if it's the best thing to use. But I did put that on there. And it moved this just a little bit for me, so I'm going to put that right back where I want it, like there. And I'm just going to run this through my Platinum 6. And I probably should have warmed up my glimmer in the meantime, but that's okay. Maybe while the glimmer is warming up, I can run through the things we'll need for the card stand. Since I'm doing a black card base, why don't we make a black card stand? It's going to be really cute, I think. Gorgeous. And like I said, this is, VersaFine. And VersaFine for me takes forever to dry. And I mean, I'm dabbing my finger. I probably wouldn't smear it, but right now it seems okay. All right, let me clean up a little bit and I'll be right back. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the glimmer on and leaving this off to the side, just letting that warm up. And now I have all kinds of things here in my workspace. Let's put that down. Put this ink away. And I'm going to take this guy and run it through black paper. So the black paper that I have left over from cutting down that one card base, I'm just going to run this through. So you have a left and a right, and then you have that center kind of, oopsie, sorry guys, that center kind of guard piece, okay? So I'm just going to run them through, and I'll have one of each thing. I'll be right back. So I'm just running that through. Like I said, just from the other side of the card base that I made there. I still have some scrap area there I can work with. And we have these guys, so I'll show you how to put that together. Let's put this over here and hope I don't get ink on it. I don't think I will. So this guy has some score lines on it, and I would score them to the back, because what you're going to do is just glue these guys together in that very center back portion. So now I'm looking at them, it's a little bit rough cut this way. Maybe we should glue them together this way so that the nice side is, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If this is the nice side where the die was, do you want that facing you here? It's a little rough on the outside. Or do you want to do this way and it's nice on the outside? That's a tough call. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the nice sides facing out and the rough sides facing in. And essentially, I mean, you can score these right now, or you can just wait till it's glued together, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a score. And you're going to glue this down. Now, if you want to include this in a card, like if you're saying a card and you want to include this guy, this pretty much gets put together and that's it. So I don't know if you want to include it, like go ahead and glue this together and then send it to your recipient with this piece in there and just tell them, a little instruction about gluing this on. Because there's no, well, I guess you can also just squish it. I don't know that you'd want to do that though. Okay, so you have those two. You can imagine just like that, right? So I'm going to wait for that to set up. This brace just gets glued in here. Okay? So I'll be right back. I'm going to let that set up for just a minute. In the meantime, let's go ahead while that dries and while my glimmer's heating up. Let's grab a little bit of this Not Aura color. And And again, I always cut a piece that's just going to cover your image. You don't want too much, just so you don't overfoil, you know. Let me see if I'm eyeballing this correctly. It's something like, maybe like that. Wow, okay. And then what you can do is a little trick that Spellbinders talks about, where you place this, like, okay, that's where I want it. That's where I want it. That's what I'm going to do. And so what you do is you get a little of your washi or your best ever craft tape. You find a spot to hinge. So I'm going to hinge it like right here, because this is where I want this to be. I'm looking at it and that's where I want. And then you just hinge it up. You put your foil facing you because you need that. You need the foil to legit be under here. So I'm going to pull it up just a little bit just to really get it tucked under there. Not in a crooked way like that. Oh, nope. Let me do it again. So basically, actually I'm going to turn this up here. You want your foil to get right under there. I think I'm going to have to cut this piece away just to tuck it in as best I can. Okay. And then just let it flat back down. That looks pretty good. I think that top part will hit okay. Let me just make sure. Let me bring this up just a little bit. Now I'm looking at the side over here. A little more. Let's peel this back a little more. And we can tuck this in. Just try to get that foil deeper in there. Okay. That looks perfect. I think I'm hitting all the areas. Hopefully I'm not missing that little spot there. Oh, and it's ready now. So let's put this to the side. Sorry. This guy. Bring this over. And you just plop it down. So that was the whole point of hinging it, is that you know where it is. It's going to stay where you want. I like to put this on top my plates. You don't have to do that. And then I press the timer button down here. And when it stops flashing, that means it's good to go and to be rolled through your die cutting machine. Now with this guy, we're going to glue the bands here. So you hope you can see there's like a squared off area. So it's meant to just go right there. Right there. And then the other side goes to the other side. Now, honestly, if I was going to send this off and it's a card holder, you probably don't need this piece in the center. I would just send it with this because you can still send, you can open it up like this and the card sits in the center. This is really for the, to help you with the calendar. Sorry, I'm just, okay. So that's it. Very cute. I'm going to wait for this to stop flashing and I'll be right back. Okay, it probably stopped flashing about 4 seconds after I turned off. So, I'm gonna pull this guy out. And I'm gonna run it through my Platinum 6. Again, most, big shot things like this that have a capability of running a steel roll die through them are the kinds of machines that are compatible with this. Let's see what we have. Ooh, I can see that's really nice. It's very hot. Let me, oh, come on. There we go. Look at that. Is that the first time I've used one of their plates in the glimmer? I feel like it is, because I've been afraid to try it, but that's really pretty. Okay, honestly, I really like the way this looks. I don't even know if I'm going to run it through again with a die or just maybe trim a little bit off of it. Everything is beautifully straight. It's great. Let me clean up. I'll be right back. Clean this came off. Like, wow. Again, if I had cut a bigger piece, which again, I like to make it just the size you want for the foiling, you can then take like a solid plate and put that on your card or whatever you want to put on a tag. And you'd have that purple all around, and then the color of your paper showing through. So, something to think about on that. Okay, let's put this guy away. And so, I guess, like I said, maybe I'll just trim down a little bit because I do like having a little bit of a edge showing through. And right now, if I just put this on top, it's just going to be on top like that. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit, probably a little bit more off this side than that side. But to make it 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, that's the kind of card topper size I like. And if you had a die and you want to run a die over it, or through it, then put your die where you want it, run it through, and you're good to go. Okay, I'll be right back. So just trimmed a little bit off of each edge. But you can imagine if this was for your little calendar, maybe a 5 by 7 piece of paper, because you're going to want to account for the actual dates and all that kind of in here. Whatever size that you like, right? And you can even cut those down with dies also. It can be a pretty shape. It doesn't have to just be a rectangle, So something to think about. And let me pop this on here. And for me, I think this is just a pretty card, a birthday card, for someone. Like, why not? Oh, I didn't put much glue in the very center of the card, so I'm going to hold this down for a little bit because I didn't put any glue in the very center. I'll be right back. I think this set's just really cute, this collection, for someone who's into botany, horticulture, plants, all that kind of good stuff. I haven't heard that word in a long time, horticulture. I was a biology major when I started college and was all into all that stuff. But anyway, okay. Very pretty. And then you place it in here. So again, it can hold a card. It can hold, your calendar. You have plenty of space on here for all the whole year and have it on there. Nice gift. I will say this is in the back. You're not really seeing it. So let's say you wanted to send this in a card. I'm not going to do it right now because I got to take pictures. But again, it is in the back. I guess that's silly. It doesn't matter. Just squish it. Right? Flatten it out, and then it can go along with your card. And the person, doesn't take much more space in your envelope, will have a little stand for their card. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I will have links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.